I had every intention on taking the rest of this week off. I came out of the International Firewood Expo sunburned and exhausted. But I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling kind of energized, you know. I'm standing in the shade. The sun is still shining as it did on the day of the big event. And wow, is that nice. Guys, we had a huge turnout. There were vendors from all over the world, manufacturers from all over the world. We had people that came to Little Cortland, Ohio just for this show. We had a couple that came from Alaska, from all over Canada. There was a lot of Canadians here. And boy, they're really nice people too. We had Jeff from The Log Father. Please check out his channel. What a nice man. He came 2,000 metric miles in a truck to come here. So we had just a very nice time. There was no drama. I had this plan in my head, and for the most part, I think it worked out. Everyone seemed happy. The vendors, the manufacturers, everyone was excited. If, for instance, the Go Fast Wrapper team, they sold all 6 of them, every single one of them. They had nothing to take home with them. I heard from Wolf Ridge, they had sold, I think, at least 5, that have to be delivered eventually. Eastonmade was very successful. Hacky Pilkey, I met that team from Firewood Automation. Ben, very nice. John and the HackMet team who brought the Palex. And then, of course, Kyle and Trevor from VPAC. Those guys were a lot of fun. And that was, I think, Trevor, the employee, his first time to Ohio. It was really cool just to meet him. And then, of course, the Chain Locker, she said they sold a lot. I invited my friend Nate Bissell from Bissell Maple Farm to come out here. They had a very successful day. Of course, Metsa Machines with Japa. I'm standing right on it here, guys. Let me turn. The big red machine, it was a very popular stop. I don't think just because of the beautiful roof that it sits under, but it just commands attention. It does. When this thing fired up, there would be a big crowd around it to watch. Probably the only thing that drew more attention was the real big processor from Eastonmade. It was just the way it got set up. It got put right in the front, and that gigantic wheel spinning around, it commanded a lot of attention. And then outside of the wall here, we had the log trucks with, that's Log Hauler Jesse's dad's truck. It's for sale still. Nathan Baird from Nathan Baird Logging, and Log Hauler Jesse and his raffle. And then on the outside, we had the 2 big processors from Timberwolf and Brute Force feeding into one pile. That was really cool. And Fox Forestry, my good friend Tom Fox and his the lady that does all the work, Jennifer, they were here. It was just a lot of fun. Now, while all this was going on, I don't want to be rude here. I guess, Cortland Mower, my good friend Sam, he had a blast. And then, we can't forget about Timber Ox. And I'll be showing this thing here. This is the prototype still, but they already took a down payment on the first one. This is cool. And I will be showing this more in some upcoming videos. And I think you're really going to be impressed with this. Do I need to repeat this again? I didn't know what I was doing. I just had this idea in my head where things could go. And then once you have your mental thoughts that get put into physical reality, some things worked, some things didn't, and we just adjusted and we went with it. Everyone worked together. It was nice. We had a skid steer that was here from Lepo Rents, my good friend Marty. And none of this would have been possible without him and with Lepo Rents, the country's best Bobcat dealer, right here in Ohio. And then they're also in Florida. I'm going to get this wrong. Is it Alabama, Texas, something like that? What a great company, family owned, and the Bobcat was, the star of the show, if you ask me. However, did I get anything filmed? And the answer is no. I had every intention to walk around this yard and film everything, but what I had found was, people would come up and say hi, and I would just turn the camera off. And to me, that was more important. the people that came here to celebrate this, to talk with me. I want to come through for them. The tent was busy all day with t-shirt sales and with the raffle, so I couldn't even get one of my daughters to walk around and just film stuff. So I am sorry about that. We could not have gotten the live stream, and I'm not sure if there were any live stream. This cell signal's weird here, and I think it's because of the air base. We're just kind of like in a cell signal blackout zone, and it comes and goes here. But did I get anything filmed for you of the event? No, I didn't. But you know, I was also thinking about it, and I don't know if that really matters, because all of the machines are cool. Let's get that out there right now. But you know, it's the people, and that is the important thing. It's you guys, it's the people that came. That's what I said at the beginning. There was no drama. There was no problems. Everyone was nice. Everyone was fun and friendly. Probably my favorite moment of this entire event, and I have a very long list, but my favorite moment was at the raffle, the drawing. The young man Nick, you may know him as Timon the Buckeye, who won the chainsaw in the raffle. It was a special moment, man. It was. I think no one was disappointed that they didn't win it. Just watching Nick's reaction, that was the icing on the cake. So, Nick, but I do have some work for you with that saw. If you want to come on up here, I'll tell you where you got to get some stuff cut up, okay? There's other things too, guys, but bear with me on this video. I think that if you want to tune into the Woodhounds podcast, also going live on today, I think I'll have a more coherent reflection on our day and how everything went. But I just wrote down a list here of some people that, and you're going to know a lot of these people, but you just have to know that this wasn't done by me. This was a team effort, and it really starts with Jeff. I mentioned him before, the log father. He drove all the way here from Nova Scotia. He volunteered to help me with the parking, which would have been a disaster because of how many people showed up. And you know how like an unmanaged lot, you get people parking 3 deep, or they park on the exit line and no one can get out. Jeff, the log father, what a nice guy. And my best friend Frank and my new friend John from Kelloggsville took the lead with the parking. They were the first people you saw when you pulled into the lot. They were awesome. And then my OGs, my good friend Mark, Dale, and Steve, all three of which I had referred to as Bill for some reason during the entire weekend. Unselfish. Mark was here on Friday morning at 6 a.m. before I showed up, and he left with me, when it was dark out. He was here all day long. I offered him money. He turned me down. Dale was just relentless. He brought the dollies up to move logs around. He was the one that helped do all the cutting. And then Steve, who brought all the tools, and he helped out a lot. People that needed a specialty tool, he had it. But I'll be taking all those 3 guys out to dinner. Of course, Marty from Lepo Rents. This would not have happened, and it would not have happened without Robbie, my helper, who was everyone's helper this weekend. And I know a lot of the manufacturers took care of Robbie. And Mike, the landlord, we would not have had this without him. He's a very nice man. The mayor of Cortland was here. The Cortland police were here. My friend Kevin, who brought the microphone. Linda from Sweet Memories Vintage Tees with all my t-shirts. And my family, my wife Becky, Emily, Abby, Jeff, Tammy, Jessica, Jared, Alexa, and Cole, and my dear Aunt Gay, who is here at 95 years old. I hope that you got to see her. My very good friends, my best friend for life, Fred, and his wife, Ann. If you're familiar with Dennis the Menace, growing up, I was Dennis and he was Mr. Wilson. But he was here. Our dear friends, Gus and Shelley, our friends, Daisha, Courtney, and Jake, my best friend, Frank, again. It seemed like everyone that was important in my life, excluding a couple cousins that are from way out of town that couldn't get here. It's like everyone who was important in life was here on this day. That's how nice it was. So let me walk around, but I've got some other things I want to read off to you. Here's the Timber Ox. This had a lot of attention during the show. People loved it. It is fast. It is zeroing in right on that home production market. It has, you know, the RAM is self-contained. This table comes up for like a production table. I'll be showing you this here in future videos. This is the prototype still. This will not be staying here, but I will be showing it to you. Guys, we had all kinds of people here that you're familiar with. Our YouTube family, our manufacturers, you know, Dan from Back 40, Bob from Wolf Ridge, Adam, Hometown Acres, Doug from One Eyed Customs. Of course, Shibe showed up. Shibe's awesome. Log Hauler Jesse, Nathan Baird. We had the two Kens from Metsa Machines, Ryan from Metsa Machines, and then of course Lowry and R2 all the way from Finland, who work with the Japa, Hacky Pilky, and Palax machines. But here what we were doing, we were splitting logs, and I gave them these cages. Mark prepared all these cages for us, and that's going to help me get this yard cleaned up. We have some pallets. This was the crate that the timber ox showed up in. Oh, and look at this. Someone left behind a conveyor. Matt Timmons with Timberwolf, thank you. And I will be showing this on upcoming videos. This is where Hartville Hardware, sorry I left them out. Hartville Hardware was here with their sawmill, and here's some saw logs I gave them that they got cutting into. Oh, looky here. This is a 17RS from Wolf Ridge. Comes with a 2, 4, and 6-way knife. And I will be showing you this. This is not for keeps, so but I'm going to use it. And they left behind a tippy bucket. Maybe we can experiment with that, comparing how we do bundles. But you know, my high school help's going to have a lot of stacking to do. We got a lot of rounds going around here. I did not film anything, guys, and I apologize, but there are some very good videos out there. Check out my good friends Outdoors with Larry and Robin. They were both here. They came a long time ago to my spontaneous lunch. They came to my open house last year, then they came to the expo this year. What a nice family. They're just nice people, fun to be around. And they have a YouTube channel called Outdoors with Larry and Robin, and check that out. They have some good footage of the event. Another YouTube channel, and I'm not familiar with him, Off the Trails Outdoors. He was here, I met him, and he did a very good video. I don't think anyone could have done better with the video of this event, but I will put a link, but I'm going to ask you to watch that video if you haven't seen it and subscribe to his channel. And then of course the Logfather, who has chronicled his trip here and of the event and of his cross-continent trip. Follow him. I'll put a link to that as well. And you know, the good news and bad news was, the bad news, Eastonmade took my axis and they took it back with them. The good news is they left me this one, and this is brand new. They didn't even run it at the show. And this is the new, I don't know, the Axis, what do you want to call it? The Axis GT. But we'll get this on the video because I got a lot of work for it, no doubt. Right here behind me. But this is cool. The controls are on this side, the start and the throttle. And we'll put this to work for you guys. And then we had to break one of my fundamental rules of Ohio wood burners, that, you know, our firewood never touches the ground. But we just ran out of room and I had to get those trailers emptied. People wanted to make more, so I just dumped. This is 2 cords of oak. There's an occasional maple in here, but this is all oak, so I just dumped it right here. We're going to start our new row of pallets on this side. We'll get it all stacked up. Okay, what a day. And I'm happy to say that both killdeer nests made it through the day. The one nest was right in the middle of everything, and I'm serious, it was, all of this stuff was going on, all these machines running, and there was Mama Killdeer sitting right there on her egg. Oh, one other thing. I have to really thank my new friend Dawn and Ben from Firewood Automation up in Wisconsin. They brought that Hacky Pilky machine, and this is a frostbite grapple. and they left this behind for me to use. So we are going to put this to use. We'll compare that to the Titan attachment grapple that I'm using. But this, this is top shelf. The Titan, is more of a budget one. It's been working good for me, but I'm curious to see the difference. I've already noticed a few things that are better on this than on my Titan, and I'll bring that up in future videos, all right? I was reluctant to name off names in this video because I'm gonna leave someone out, and I feel like I've already done that. And don't take it personal. I just have a lot on my brain. After this whole day, I felt that the general overview of the entire event, I think we did pretty good. There were a couple, little micro things that I kind of dropped the ball on that I feel bad about. But for the most part, I don't think anyone probably even cares. I think everyone was just gracious to be here, to enjoy the day, to enjoy our little group of like-minded people, huh? Okay, so there you go. That's what I'm giving you today for the International Firewood Expo 2024. Will there be an International Firewood Expo 2025? I think you're just gonna have to wait and find out. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for everyone who came, who couldn't come but wanted to, who was waiting around for a live stream that never came, and waited around for a video from me that didn't come either. There's only so much you can do when you're a sole proprietor, right? Stay tuned for more, and please check out the Woodhounds podcast, today's edition. Dan and I will have a much more in-depth discussion about the day and all of the things that happened. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope everyone has a great day.